Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm here with Kenisha Sproul and Kareem Hull. Of course, Kenisha is the president of the Parents Teachers Association of Althea Scatliffe School, and Kareem graduated from that school as a youngster. I didn't realize how young you were until I saw what year you graduated.
How much older are you? I'm 95. You are?
I'm not that old, about only 93.
You're like 93, yeah. And we're 2 years apart here in school.
Welcome to Spotlight. Good to see
Thank
you
you.
both.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, it's a great thing. I thought, and I looked at the what you're doing, honoring past principals of Althea Scatliffe School.
Yes.
I was wondering where that come from.
Well, the committee, the PTA committee, along with the principals of the school, thought it would have been a good idea to acknowledge the past principals for all the work they have done. They have taken the school to such a level, and the parents and the students, we greatly appreciate it, and we thought that what other way than to honor them than with such style and pizzazz and
Yeah. So you're honoring the four principals.
the four principals,
Those
Mr. Obed Malone, Miss Eugenie Glasgow, Miss Colin Letson, and Mr. Calendar.
Gordon Calendar.
Yes.
Okay. And those are principals that my recollection serves me right have made a tremendous impact and
Yes.
advancement in the school. And you were both under one or more of those principals when you all went to school.
We were both under Miss Letson, but
Yes.
I was privileged to also have Mr. Calendar as a teacher.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, he was. I remember when I graduated in 1995, he was actually the one that gave us the best pep talk ever, and I never forgot it. It was keep your eye on the prize, and he had a gift box. He said, "This is a gift, and you know, you kids love gifts." He's like, "In 5 years, your gift is to get to yourself is to get out of high school." And I went to high school thinking, I have 5 years to get out of here, you know.
Yeah.
So we interacted with them in many different levels. Corlin Letson, of course, was my actual principal. Eugenie Donovan Glasgow has become a personal friend, but then I got to know that she was a principal later on, like more recently. And of course, we never knew Obed Malone. But one thing being in that school, they've always made a mention of all the people that came before them. Scatliffe School is very good about making us know that we are standing on the shoulders of giants. So I never knew him, but I always knew about his signature hat. Apparently,
Yes.
the certain shape hat that
Yes.
he wore.
Yes.
So we knew those things about our principals from very early, as well as knowing who Althea Scatliffe was herself. So there's been a great legacy and tradition that we're brought into. So it's not surprising for me as an outsider coming to the school to visit and seeing Kenisha and her entire team, the PTA executive body and other PTAs just there week after week planning this event, and it's very impressive. So when they asked me to host, and we are both going to host that evening,
Okay.
of course I'm not going to say no. You know, I love my school, but I couldn't say no because I'm so impressed with how involved her and her organization has been in creating a greater culture for the school.
And I have to say that Obed Malone, we know him as Teacher Mac.
Right.
Macfield.
Right.
Yeah.
Macfield Malone. Well, I just recently actually, well, not recently. I don't like to think of myself as being that old. but found out his name as Obed. Right. We know him as Macfield Malone, and he was my godfather.
Okay.
And interesting enough, I had two principals as godfathers, Teacher Mac and Teacher Willard.
Okay.
Willard Whitley.
Right. Oh, you went to school under some serious
discipline
and education.
Yes,
yes, perfect student.
and I have to say, when you look at my generation, people my age, I would say, without exception, all of us turned out really, really well.
Right.
And if you look at Gerard Ferraro, Robert Matavius, Dave Douglas, Vincent O'Neill, David O'Neill, Everett O'Neill, Edison O'Neill, Dancia Penn, Sheila Bradford, the Beamishes. But you know the Beamishes?
Yeah.
When I say the Beamishes, you know,
Yeah, I know the names.
Amy
Yeah.
and Patsy and I must see Alice. When you look at Robert McTavius, Roger McTavius, you know, you go down the line of the persons that came out of Willard Whitley, under Teacher Mac, under Miss Stout, Granny.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Missed out Risa Reimer, Scott, the whole Scott Secondary School,
Right.
the whole Carlisle Scott Secondary School. When you look at us coming out of that generation, you would have to say that those teachers were teachers to be honored. Really.
And right there, I can like note your gratitude.
Yes.
And I think back in the day, people felt like you were a teacher. It was your job, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe you said thank you in your own personal way. And now we are coming at this new generation thinking that we have to find a way to say thank you permanently and continuously
Yes.
by marking it in, as you say, with such flourishing style, as would be the mighty Scatliffe style.
Absolutely.
Yes, the
So you're planning a big event,
Yes.
right? And what is this event?
Well, like we said, it's honoring all the past principals, and it's going to be on the 6th of December, and we want everyone seated at 5:45. It begins at 6 p.m., but we want everyone seated at 5:45. It is only $60 for this
Right.
wonderful event. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to present the past principals with a token of our appreciation. We're going to ask all of their past students, all of their friends to come out and support them because like you said, you know, they have done an excellent job and they need to be recognized. So on the 6th of December. Yes.
And that's
It's a Sunday
a Sunday
afternoon.
afternoon,
Yeah.
a perfect afternoon for them.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's at the
Moorings.
Moorings?
It's at the Moorings.
Okay. And what is that going to be like? It's going to be dinner. It's going to what can we expect?
It is a formal dinner.
So you got dressed up in your suit and tie?
Yes, suit and tie, she had a nice Christmas dress, all of that stuff. Yes, it is going to be a formal dinner. And like I said, once we get there, we're going to have a, not too long, but a bit of entertainment and a bit of speeches, just recognizing the past principals.
Tributes to them.
Yes, tributes to them.
What we do promise is it's not going to be a boring evening. There's not too many details that we can share because some things have to be an air of like surprise for the honorees. I think what's very special is that even though Obed Malone has already passed, we are going to acknowledge and tell a bit of the story as to how he was as a principal. And then we have 3 of the principals still with us, and then we have the current principal, Marita Headley, of course, who is the official host of the evening. What's also going to be special on that evening is we have the dinner. You know, you're gonna have great food from the Moorings, and then we have what we call the show portion, which is where we do the tributes, and they're going to be beautiful tributes coming from the different generations of Althea Scatliffe students. And on that night, we are going to present them, as she said, with a token. And for the first time, we are going to present what is called the Mighty Commendation. And we have not explained to anyone what it really means, but what we're essentially creating is an award that principals and maybe even past teachers in the future can receive once they've retired or they've been in service to the school. So for the first time, these the 4 principals are going to receive that Mighty Commendation, and then we'll explain it and we'll read it then and tell you what it says. It's a really beautiful piece. One of the major themes you'll find throughout the night is, as Kenesha will also know, is in our school creed. It ends by saying, as many hands build a house, so many hearts build our school. So you're going to be able to see a story unfolding of building and construction. And each of the principles are called a different thing. There is the foreman, there's the laborer, there is the mason, and you're going to find out who the different characters are and how they've impacted the school in that way. And what you also want to get is also the keepsake booklet, because each of the principals that are with us still have written special words in the booklet. So it's not going to be just a biography sharing kind of thing. It'll be a lasting impression that they're also given to the future generation.
That sounds terrific, actually.
Yes.
And I like that whole idea of the Mighty Award, something that could continue for generations to come, that teachers and principals can work towards.
Yes.
Award that you can work towards receiving at the end of your tenure as a teacher.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a great idea. When you all went to school in Althea Scatliffe, what was that like? Okay, you went under
Miss Letson.
Miss Letson.
Because she's the longest serving principal to date.
And
I was under her as well, because I was 2 years behind Kenesha.
Okay. What was Althea Scatliffe like for you? What was your experience there as youngsters? You got any memories?
I have lots of memories because I, of course, went to school in New York before moving here. And when my mom was looking for different schools, we chose one. And then Miss Letsom said to her, she said, no, bring her here. She's a Scatliffe. Bring her here. She's part of the family. And I went there, and it was like a completely different experience. It was like the school to be. Althea Scatliffe, the energy and the life and the sports days.
You were a chicken hawk, were you?
I was a chicken hawk.
You sound like a chicken hawk. I was a killy.
Yeah, chicken hawk.
That was what, a house?
The houses
The house,
inside, yeah.
yes.
Okay. So they were named after birds?
Yes, all of the houses are the chicken hawk, killy, pelican, and falcon.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
So they're all named after birds, yes.
So you were a chicken hawk. Okay.
And funny enough, like your mom was told, no, you have to be brought there. My parents made no other choice. I lived in Purcell, so I think zoning wise, I should have gone to Alexandria Maduro Primary School.
Yeah.
And my parents said no. My sister went to Scatliffe, and he's going to go to Scatliffe as well. And it was a really, really great experience. I feel like one of those things that, you know, when they say we're the mighty Scatliffe, that's something that's ingrained in you, you know?
Yeah.
And Curlin Letsom, to my knowledge, was the one that kind of coined that phrase. Who are we? Mighty. The mighty Scatliffe. I've heard her refer to that school as mighty Scatliffe more than I've heard her say any other name, you know?
Yeah.
That's the kind of school and tradition that we were brought up into.
And I remember when I was choosing schools for my children, I said, my kids have to go to Althea Scatliffe because they have to get the memories that I have. You can't get that from any other school. So they have to attend the mighty Scatliffe. That was something that I was adamant about from the day that they were born. That is where they are going. No
I feel the
questions.
same way. I have no kids, but I feel the same way. So my friend Jermaine Baltimore was probably watching, and she sent her kid to another school, and we have an argument about it all the time. Like, you know, once you're a Scatliffe alum, you know, you feel like your kids should go there too.
Yeah.
But I know Althea Scatliffe have a lot of problems with having to turn children away. I mean, it seems like people want to come from Carrot Bay, people want to come from East End to go to Althea Scatliffe.
It is the school to be.
And it wins every sports day.
I think it's not only about our athletic spirit. I think it's about the spirit of the teachers there, but it's also, as we are here celebrating rightfully, it's because of those principles. Each of the principles are the thermometer of the school. They create the culture that a kid wants to be in. And if you went to school under Colin Letsom, you knew that that was somebody who would take care of your child. I was in Form 1 in high school, and I came back to Scatliffe Yard one time. I was a bit rude. You know, I said something very out of place to a teacher. The teacher pulled me into Colin Letsom's office. I'm in blue and blue at this time, you know, right? You know, Colin Letsom open her drawer, pull out her little clapper. I'm just like, but I in high school. But she didn't care because you were one of her children. And if you went out and you did something wrong, you embarrassed any of the school. She got on the phone and called my parents and told them because no Scatliffe student was expected to behave like that. That's the kind of thing we're talking about. Gordon Calendar has never passed you on the road if he knew that you went to his school, you know, in that kind of way. So that's the kind of thing that people want to be a part of. It's not just because we've won many sports days. I'm saying many, but we've won every. Oh. But it's not just because of that. It's because the school literally has a certain kind of thing, and it starts from even from the
certain
school.
aura.
Yeah, aura. We have a school song. Many schools in the BVI are still working and developing themselves to having these school songs. But when you hear Scatliffe students sing that school song, my goodness, it makes you feel like, wow. And that those kind
so
of
y'all gonna sing the school song for the event?
The event has to.
Someone will sing it.
Somebody will sing it. We made it a point that the school events kind of need to have the school song in there, so it will be sung as a part of it, you know, and with all the principals in the room, you know, who would have sang that song. Pretty good, I'm feeling.
Yeah. And as you guys are talking about, I remember when I was going to school, our teachers had that same spirit as well of ownership of their children. And anywhere you were a teacher, well, back in my day, the teacher was the top of the line. So it's like, you know, and all you have to do for somebody to believe you is to say, the teacher say.
Right.
So you go home and your mother tell you something, you say, well, man, the teacher say. You know, right away she got back down.
My father's like
the teacher is right.
You could get me beat any day if you said the teacher said my father something.
Yes.
He don't want to hear my side. The
teacher
said it.
I say no question.
And he can tell me if you didn't do something she wouldn't have gotten to say. You understand?
As far as we know, the teacher is always right.
Always
Don't
right.
argue with the teacher.
Like that. My father was just like that.
That's the kind of school culture that we were brought up into.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that still exists. At least in Althea Scatliffe, and it still exists in the community because a lot of times now the parents of young people, you hear stories about them going up to the school and verbally abusing teachers and
Yeah.
disrespecting teachers and having their children disrespect teachers and disrespecting teachers in front of their children and all this kind of behavior. That was, unheard of
Yeah.
when
It was
I was
unheard of,
growing up.
and like I said, I did not grow up in that kind of environment. And every day I tell my children, I said, if a teacher does something that you do not like, you come and tell me. But the minute you go and you disrespect a teacher or you answer back, then I can't help you.
Yeah.
You have crossed the line. So if it has a problem, just remain quiet, come and let me know, and I will speak to her. But you don't ever try to correct a teacher or to be disrespectful for a teacher for whatever reason it is.
Yeah. But that's great. So we're following at 3 o'clock. It's good to have you and have a little chat
Yeah.
about Althea Scatliffe. And I know I think the whole community respects Althea Scatliffe, and certainly Teacher Colin, Teacher Mac, Teacher
You see,
God.
that's where you know you old school.
Yeah,
when
teacher.
it's a teacher call, the teacher back in the because in our day it was Miss
Yeah,
Let
have to say
Some,
Miss-
Mr. Calendar.
Yeah, well, the teacher's the honorable, the most
Right.
honorable title, you know. So I mean, it's interesting. Like for Dr. Wheatley, for example, Teacher Chaz. To me, calling him Dr. Wheatley is lower than calling him Teacher Chaz.
And when I heard y'all call him Teacher Chad, I was like, he was teacher. Well, he had to be a teacher to become a I never knew that. But hearing that, like you said, the title
Teacher Jenny,
right.
Teacher Lynn,
You're right.
I mean, you know, Teacher Paul, Teacher I mean, it's like that's their title for
It was
life.
the moniker,
Yeah.
That's
the
their
honor
title.
came before.
Yeah,
right.
that was because teaching, in our view, when I was growing up, was the highest profession, and to me,
Yeah.
it still is.
It is.
We just have, I guess, diminished the esteem of our teachers, sadly. You know, but certainly it's great talking to
Well,
you
we're here
guys.
to raise that esteem again,
Yeah.
to make sure that they
Yes.
get a proper,
That's what's so
proper
great.
honoring, you know.
That's
and
what's so great about this event.
Yes, and
So-
that's why we're asking everyone to come out to support, show your teachers the support on December 6th, because I mean, it will mean everything for them to come in there and see all of their, or most
Yeah,
of their past students
yeah.
there to support them.
And their colleagues that they
Their
work
colleagues,
with.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's very
It's
important
important
that
to come out.
we come out and show support.
And that's December the
December the 6th, yes.
At
At
at 6
six
o'clock,
at
but we
six,
want
yeah.
you to be seated at
At
5:30.
5:45.
And that's at the Morris Marina.
Yes.
Marina in
Only $60, and the tickets are now on sale.
And we can
You can they're available at the school. You can get them at JNC Trading. You can also get them at Bolo's department store or from any member of the PTA. Right?
Yes.
They'll have tickets going around. You can just get them. They're $60, and they're actually limited in quantity. That we don't have like 500 seats to offer on that
Yes.
night. So you want to get your ticket as soon as possible.
Great. Tanisha, great job.
Thank
Kareem,
you.
As usual, good to see you both. And much success. And of course, we're looking forward to the event on December the 6th.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Spotlight. We have to thank our guests, Kanisha and Kareem, and of course, Patty Romney and Sean Mohammed, for making Spotlight what it was tonight. Spotlight, of course, is seen Tuesdays at 8 p.m. here on JTV Channel 55 and rebroadcast every Sunday afternoon at 2:30. You could also watch Spotlight on demand at jtvlive.net. And of course, we stream live as well. And anytime you want to catch up on something that you missed, a Spotlight you missed, just log on to jtvlive.net, and you can go to the Spotlight tab, and there we will be. Like our Spotlight Facebook page at facebook.com/SpotlightBVI. You can participate in discussions or issues or make a suggestion for a guest or topic you'd like to have discussed. We'd be happy to hear from you. Next week, the spotlight is going to shine on the BVI Post Authority. Now, the BVI Post Authority got a lot going on. We have the landside development almost completed, going to be opened on December the 22nd. You have the cruise ship here that's bringing in lots and lots of visitors. We had a jump of about 500% in visitors over the month of October. Last year, the month of October this year, we had a 500% increase in arrivals. We went from, I think, 50-something hundred tourists to 3,200 tourists approximately. Huge increase in tourists gracing our shores, and that only bodes well for our economy. So we're going to have some great things to discuss with the BVI Post Authority. So make sure you tune into Spotlight next week. Don't miss it. I'm Edjuenka reminding you that when the spotlight is on, you see the facts. Peace and blessings.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands and CCT Global Communications.